Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So if it's your first time here, you're welcome, and if you're returning, you're welcome as well. So I took a poll on Instagram and I asked you guys if you wanted to see an eyeliner tutorial or a highlight and contour tutorial, and the highlight and contour tutorial got more votes. So I'm recording a highlight and contour tutorial today. So I'm going to do a voiceover for this because if I do a talk through, it's just going to be extremely long. I'm going to try and be as in-depth as possible when explaining. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see how I get my highlight and contour popping, keep watching. So guys, I just started off by priming my face and I use my black radiance primer. This is the mattifying primer because I have oily skin, and I don't do the powder before foundation method again just because it's the dry season and I don't really want my skin to be too dry. Yes, so after doing that, I'm just going to go in with my foundation, and I used two because one is too light for me and the other one is too dark, and I'm just going to apply this with a brush. I'm just going to dab this all over my face, and then when you're applying your foundation, you want to make sure that you're applying it evenly all over your face, just so you don't have one part looking a different color from the other part. You don't want it in patches, you want everything to be even. And then now I'm just using my beauty blender just to blend any excess foundation I have on my face. Yes, and it's helping me blend the foundation properly too, and I'm also blending this down to my neck so it doesn't look like a mask. And as you guys can see, I have an even coverage all over my face. This is what your foundation should look like when you're done. Now I'm using my concealer to highlight my face, and I'm using the LA Girl Pro concealer in Fawn and Cool Tan. I'm using Fawn on the outer part of my face, and then I'm using Cool Tan on the inner part. I learned this technique from Liz of SS, that's her name on YouTube, and since I started using this, I realized that it works for me. And that's just placing a lighter shade of concealer on the inner part and then a darker shade on the outer part, but then in the end it's all going to blend together. Now I'm placing my concealer on the sides of my nose. This is just going to help in my nose contour. You guys will see what I'm talking about when I get to that part. Now I'm going to apply it on my forehead, on my cupid's bow, and also on my chin. These are the parts where I want the light to hit, and I just want them to pop on my face. That's the point of highlighting. So now when you're done applying your concealer, it should look like this. After that, I'm going to go ahead and use a very dark shade of foundation, and I'm using this to cream contour. I usually go for a darker contour, but then for the sake of this video I decided to go for a subtle contour because not everybody, actually most people, don't like a deep contour, so I just decided to use this. And I'm just applying this on the parts where I want to contour. That's my nose, my forehead, and my chin. I usually apply this from the top of my ear down. So now this is what your highlight and contour should look like when you're done. So I'm just going to start off by blending my contour, and I'm using the same brush I used for my foundation just to blend it, and I'm blending it towards the highlighted parts. If you notice, I'm just going to blend this and blend. After that, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender and start blending my highlights. You can use a brush for this, but I personally prefer a beauty blender. It actually depends on the concealer that I'm using, but for this LA Girl Pro concealers, I prefer using a beauty blender. You want to be really patient while blending because it might take a while. And I'm also applying this on my eyes because I'm going to be doing eyeshadow, so it's just going to serve as a base for me. Now I'm blending my nose contour together with my nose highlight. I don't know why I was trying to use my left hand when I know I couldn't. Yes, so I'm just going to be blending this and keep blending. And then after this, I'm just going to go in with the same brush that I used for my contour and foundation, and I'm just going to use this to blend everything together. Now this is what your face should look like. This is a properly blended highlight and contour. So now for setting, I'm just going to set the part where I highlighted just so that it doesn't crease, and I'm using a mixture of my Sacha Buttercup setting powder and the black opal loose setting powder too. And the point of setting your highlight is just so it doesn't crease, because concealers tend to crease. And if you know you have fine lines under your eyes, you want to make sure that the concealer there is properly blended before you set it. If not, you're going to have the powder settling into the fine lines. Sorry. And then now, if you notice, I brought the powder all the way close to my nose highlights, and that's just because it's to give my nose the illusion of a slimmer nose. Yes, and this is what your setting should look like. Now I'm going to contour my face, and I'm using my classic contour palette, and I'm just going to use that to set the parts where I cream contoured. And you want to blend this out properly too. I'm just going to blend and keep blending. So after this, I'm just going to dust off the excess powder. I don't leave my powder to stay for too long, just because I don't like how it looks. It usually gives me some holes, and sometimes I don't even bake at all. And I'm just going to dust this powder off. And then now I'm using this brush. I'm showing you guys the brush that I use for my nose contour, and I usually dust off the excess powder after I dip into it. This is a tapered blending brush, and this one is from Bobbi Brown, and I'm just using this to contour my nose. Yes, you want to blend it properly. Just because I have it looking a little bit harsh, I'm just going to go back in with some powder just to, you know, shape the nose and make it proper. I don't know if you guys understand, but yeah. Now I'm just blending my whole face together, all that powder together, and then I'm going to go ahead and counter contour. This is just to emphasize my contour and make it look sharper. And I'm using the same powder that I used to set under my eyes. Now I'm blending that powder off, dusting off the excess powder, and it looks better now. I'm just going to blend and blend. Blending is key, guys. If you want to have a very nice finish, you want to make sure that you're blending your face. Now I'm using just my regular shade of powder just to blend everything in, and this is what my face looks like after I have highlighted and contoured my face. I'm going to set my face with some setting spray just because I'm going to have that powdery look, and just to make everything look blended together, I'm going to set my face. Now to the other type of highlighting that we know, which is also called strobing. I'm using my highlight palette, and I'm just going to highlight the high points of my face, like any part that sticks out, that comes out. Yeah, I'm going to highlight it. I'm highlighting my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow. And yes, this is what your face should look like when you are done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is what your face should look like when you're done. Yeah, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. I'm also going to be doing an eyeshadow look after this, so make sure you stay tuned and watch my next video. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.